Hi, my name is Rika Sterrett, and in this presentation I will be conducting a critical assessment of the PRECEDE-PROCEED model and its application to the case study of increasing daily foot and blood glucose level checks among diabetics in Wilcox County, Alabama. In summary, this presentation will look at the general framework of the PRECEDE-PROCEED model, its strengths and weaknesses, and how those apply to this case study. Then I will discuss some of the lessons learned and final thoughts after having used this model. PRECEDE-PROCEED is a program planning model that is used to create a successful community health promotion intervention. On this slide, you can see the PRECEDE-PROCEED framework, which consists of 8 phases, 4 in the precede half, the top of the framework, which is the assessment area of the model. Then there are 4 phases in the proceed portion, which is the implementation and evaluation half, shown along the bottom. One of the strengths of this model is that there are 4 areas of assessment, which provides a lot of data on the community to better understand their needs, but also learn what limitations there may be. Using these 4 assessment areas guided my design of the intervention, which included creating a local diabetes initiative through the Wilcox County Health Department and having weekly clinics teaching self-efficacy throughout the county, run by community health workers. Another strength of the model is that in the proceed portion, there are 3 different types of evaluation: process, impact, and outcome. This multi-level evaluation allows for constant monitoring of how the process is coming along, for adjustments to be made based on community needs or changes in the situation, and to make sure the projected goals are actually being achieved. As part of the intervention design, I looked at how we would evaluate each phase to see whether the program was reaching its goals or not. Lastly, a main benefit of this model is that it requires community involvement at all stages. The PRECEDE-PROCEED framework is structured as a participatory model so that the ideas and help of the community are included. For this reason, I attempted to include local stakeholders and community health workers in my program to get that community participation in all phases. More community involvement usually leads to more community support and therefore a greater chance of success. There are, however, also some limitations to this model. The PRECEDE-PROCEED model focuses heavily on the design of the intervention, but less so on the implementation piece. Implementation is just one phase in the model, but is just as important, and we only spent 1 week examining how the program would be implemented, while I felt more time was spent on designing the intervention and the areas of assessment. The PRECEDE-PROCEED model also has a very strict framework, which can make it difficult to make changes during the implementation of the model and may require starting from the beginning. This model is also time-consuming with its 4 areas of assessment and community participation, and costly, which can make it difficult to apply in a real-world scenario where there always tends to be time and resource constraints. This may make it difficult for the program design to be sustainable. The process of applying this model to increasing daily foot and blood glucose level checks among diabetics in Wilcox County had its challenges. First off, not being on site and relying solely on secondary data to get information and build an understanding of the community was difficult. Relying on secondary data to help us with our assessments, I felt, limited our area of focus as we could only use information that others had already gathered and evaluated. Therefore, being in the community where you plan on creating intervention is beneficial. Being immersed in the community builds familiarity with the people and their needs, which helps develop trust between the program developers and the community, leading to what I believe to be an overall better and stronger program. However, due to the circumstances, we did not have that opportunity in this case study to interact with the community we were creating an intervention for. Therefore, in the future, if I cannot be there in person, I would try to communicate with those who are in the community to get a feel for who they are and their needs. I also felt that as time-consuming as the model may be, I appreciated that the PRECEDE-PROCEED model incorporates different assessment areas. This provided me with a thorough and full picture of Wilcox County and helped in creating a program that would hopefully actually be effective. After having conducted the different assessments for this case study, it became even clearer to me the importance of each assessment area and that they're all somehow interconnected. My final thoughts are that this model is good for planning and developing a health promotion plan, particularly if there are plenty of time and resources. In this case study, I was able to experience the application of this model to a real-world problem. However, I feel that we only scraped the surface of what the PRECEDE-PROCEED model can be used for regarding program planning. I would have liked more time and understanding of Wilcox County and resident diabetics to have created a better, even more thorough intervention. Thank you.